Hey, all right. So we're here. I am a little nervous because I've never done this before and I want to do a good job, and I just had to say that and be vulnerable. I have prepared some things for you guys, but first I wanted to make a sachet for you, like I was talking to you about in the comments. Let me see. My paper and pen. So we're going to talk about this new moon transit in Scorpio. While I make this sachet, we're just going to give a general overview. We'll say the moon is ruled by Cancer and the fourth house. So we have some time here. I have herbs that I've dried, like just from the farmer's market. I don't necessarily, and I have this piece of fabric that I'm going to be using to fill it with. Okay, so we have the moon energy, which is about your intuition, your home, what makes you feel safe, comfortable, nourished, nurtured, and cozy. And then we have this Scorpio energy along with that, which feels most comfortable being real. When people think about Scorpio person, they think of, some people see it as being an asshole or a bitch. But it's really, Scorpio people don't really put up with a lot of fake bullshit, because Scorpio energy is super sensitive and super mature in its perspective. And Scorpios can be hard on themselves and also hard on other people. Not knowing, but Scorpio energy just feels like you should know better. Like, that's the attitude Scorpio has. It's like, you know better than to act this childish and to be so dumb. And that can be harsh, but when you need to transform energy, you need that realness in your life. You know what I mean? To be able to transmute bullshit. And when I say bullshit, I mean like wishy-washy, confusion, like, am I, should I? And Scorpio knows. It has a deep knowing. It has a assurance, a surety about itself. And so this Scorpio moon is about, what else do we have here? We have, all right, I'm making a sachet to show you guys. Okay, I have some dried basil here as well that I'm going to put in it. The first thing I put in it is thyme, and now I'm putting basil into it. And what this sachet is going to do for me, I don't think this lace was that great of an idea, because these dried herbs are going right through it. And what this sachet is going to do for me, it's going to help me sleep better, and also it's going to help bring me protection. Herbs have lots of different uses and properties. They're super magical. Like, they're edible. They're used for topical tinctures. They're used for medicinal purposes, and they're just like our friends. All right, so I also put some rosemary in the sachet right here. It looks like this. And I'm going to put a rubber band around it, because I don't have any like thread or anything. And so, okay. All right. There we go. And there you go. You have a sachet that you can keep with you, or you can just have it next to your bed. Keep it under your pillow. It will smell so good. Oh my God. Oh, it smells amazing. Okay. So yeah, back to Scorpio and the new moon. So during this new moon, we're going to be focusing on possibly finding your soulmate, because Scorpio, just like Cancer moon energy, deals with the psychic realm, but Scorpio deals with like souls and ancestry and the dead and past lives. And so anything that has to do with being psychic, and we're going to be dealing with mental and psychological growth, increasing your self-esteem and your self-worth, anything related to rebirth and transformation. So there's an alchemical process that is beginning right now. You're at the beginning. See, this year has already been, man, I've lived 5 lives this year. I have been to St. Thomas, if you guys didn't know. I was in both hurricanes. Before that, I had started selling my soaps and things that I make in a loft in Atlanta. I went to jail. Like, I got out of jail. I went to court. I lost my car. I have lived so many lives this year. I can't even tell you. I don't really know who I am right now. And it feels like this new moon in Scorpio is here to push me further along. Gently though, like it doesn't have to be super harsh, which is why I wanted to show you guys how to make something good for you. Like, a healing sachet, something that's going to ease you and comfort you through this time and deep transformation. All right, so now let's get into it. Let's get into this. I personally should have made that sachet while I was going through making notes about all the houses, because man, like the scorpion effect. Excuse me. I was feeling it. I was like, whoo. I was like, I need some herbs. I need to step away. So we're going to start off in the first house. And so let's talk about what the new moon means. We talked about what Scorpio means. We talked about what Cancer means. And so let's talk about what the new moon means for this particular transit. A new moon in Scorpio will have you asking, like, how real am I? Do I have something to prove? And in Scorpio has nothing to prove. So you're trying to move into this space of knowingness of you know yourself so well, and you know who you are, and you know what you want and what you desire so deeply that you don't have anything to prove. It's a part of you. So there's a part of you that is trying to integrate with the real you, and it hasn't gotten a chance to integrate yet. And knowing this is the most powerful part of our existence. That's why Scorpio energy wields the most power in the zodiac. Scorpio is the most powerful sign in the zodiac. Scorpio can transmute all the energy of every sign if it wanted to in one lifetime. And how you're going to handle this and get through this with all that power is not through being arrogant and feeling like, you know what, I did this on my own. I'm powerful. I'm smart. You guys are dumb. That's the egoic side of Scorpio. If you want this transformation to go well for you, then you're going to have to incorporate forgiveness towards your fellow humans, towards yourself, and humility towards Mother Nature, because she's the one that we are surrendering to. You know, we fake it to make it for each other, and we want to look good in front of other people, and sometimes our goals and our intentions get mixed in with how we look and how we feel to the outside world. But Scorpio calls you to not to put your ego aside. And if you can do that, the gifts and rewards are not only for you, but it's for you to share. The issue I find the most with Scorpio energy is that they hold all the power, but they share none of it. They don't share their gifts. A lot of Scorpio people, you don't even know what they do. You don't know how they feel. You don't know them. And then that's kind of their power. And they sit there and they watch and observe everybody else, you know, run around in this rat race. But, you know, you can open up and share your vulnerabilities with the world too, and show that you're human. And then you let the universe in even more to be able to give you even more abundance and to soothe some of those seething wounds that you've been holding on to for so long. And so, okay. All right, so we're going to start off with the first house. And I'm going to pull some cards. So Scorpio and new moon in the first house. All right, so the first house is going to be at home with Scorpio because the ruler of the first house is Mars. And the main sign for the first house is Aries. And granted, Scorpio and Aries don't necessarily get along, but they have the same power, but they just use it in different ways. Aries kind of moves forward with their energy. And so you're going to be transforming the way you want people to see you, how you wield your power out in the world. You're going to be changing your intent to a more pure intent. You know, you're going to you're not going to be blaming the outside world for your issues. It's time for you to take responsibility for, you know, where your life is headed, where you see yourself going, and forgive yourself for not allowing the new you to emerge. You know, during a new moon, this is energy and topics of ourselves that we've already been dealing with probably all year. And so this new moon is your opportunity to use this particular energy to just help push you along in the right direction. So it's time for you to stop thinking about what other people think about you and think about, you know, how are you going to use your power in the world for the right intent, for the mother consciousness? How are you going to surrender your image to the willpower and the will of the universe? It's time for all of us really to stop being so selfish and self-centered, and for us to start thinking about the rest of the world, society, what we do, how we affect other people. Maybe you're who you thought you were going to be, you're not anymore. Maybe who you thought you were going to turn out to be in this lifetime, that's completely changed because of events that are happening in the world. You know, getting a college degree and having a husband, a wife, and 2 kids, it's not the same as it used to be. And because of even the climate changes and the earth changes, it's changing our whole lives. And so with your new moon affecting you in the first house, you kind of feel a responsibility and a weight on your shoulders to project the perfect image for other people. And so it's time for you to go inward, and really think about who you are for real. Like, who am I? And how am I going to show this new me? And so I'm going to pull some cards for you. And these cards are from the shamanic deck. Okay, Scorpio, new moon, first house. The Scorpio moon in the first house, the temptation will be for you to hide who you are and to hide your transformation, because it's going to affect your reputation in the outside world. And you might be feeling a bit self-conscious about it. Hey, Janine. I'm shuffling these cards. Okay, I'm shuffling my cards to pull some cards for people who have Scorpio in their ascendant in the first house. So that's where the new moon is going to affect you the most, starting on Saturday. All right, I shuffled enough. Cards. Ooh, this popped out. Ooh. Okay. All right, these shamanic cards are pretty deep. And I only need to pull one of them most of the time to get So, okay, this card is called evocation. So it's like there's music. Oh, Kariba, go on astro.com and fill in your information and you'll see where what house your Scorpio is in. But yeah, this card is the card of evocation. It says it's secret music that speaks to the spirit of things, called to judgment, things that emerge from the depths, reawakening of a new awareness. And so if Scorpio is falling, the new moon is falling in your first house, then you are called to a new awareness of who you really are. There's something calling you. There's something more important than your self-image and how you think you should look out in the world, calling you from deep within your spirit. Okay. And now I'm going to pull a card for your guides. Okay. All right. Scorpio, first house, new moon. What's the message for them? Scorpio, first house. Ooh, popped on out. All right, I got the gifts card for you guys. What number is that? Number 6. All right, so this card is receiving surprises, kindness, and blessings. The universe is constantly showering you with gifts. The problem arises when so many of these divine offerings go unnoticed and therefore unaccepted. Your joy guides are on hand, though acting as messengers to help correct this problem. They ask you to start counting your blessings day after day, taking care not to miss any or take them for granted. Your joy guides delight in showering you with gifts and encourage you to expand your heart's capacity to receive all that they have to offer. Start each morning by asking them to surprise you with something wonderful during the day. Then, just before going to bed, list all the wonderful things they've bestowed upon you. See how the list grows longer and longer each day. Their own request is that you acknowledge these offerings and thank the Divine Mother and Father God for their endless generosity. The Joy Guide's message: open your heart and expect good things to come. And I think that's a good message for all Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy can get really embittered because Scorpio actually is a big dreamer and is willing to work really hard. And a lot of times our dreams don't come true the way we want them to. And the remedy for that is gratitude. I started writing out what I'm grateful for before I went to bed every night, just so that I can count my blessings. I lost a lot during the hurricane, and after the hurricanes, I didn't know what direction I was going in. I didn't know who I wanted to be or what I wanted to do anymore. I put so much energy in a certain direction. And when I think about Scorpio energy, I think about something coming to an end and something new beginning, because Scorpio is about transformation. There's an ending that's happening. There's an ending that's happening for all of us. And it's called an awakening. Everybody's been talking about this for a long time, and now it's actually happening. And it's a very physical, mental, spiritual thing. You can feel it. You can sense it in the air. It's high energy. It's like really intense. It feels exciting, but it's also scary because you don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and how it's going to affect your life. But your joy guides are expressing to you to focus on what you have. Focus every day on the gifts that are being given to you. And that was the message for the Scorpio new moon in the first house. Now, in the second house, you're starting to let go of old values that don't serve you. And it's time to get rid of the clutter inside of yourself, psychologically, and outside of yourself. The second house has to do with how you value yourself and what you value as far as your things. Sometimes people that are ruled by their second house don't know the difference between their inside things or outside things. They can be kind of like hoarders a little bit. And you can also be hoarders of ideas. And so you have to let go of one idea sometimes, to be able to move on to what the universe actually has for you. And I see the universe just clearing out a lot of clutter, not just in people with the second house lives, but in all of our lives. There's a lot of things that we've been holding on to materially that we can stand to let go of now. And so it's time to kind of be minimalist and think about what it is you truly, deeply desire. Because maybe there's going to come a point in time where that's all you can hold on to. And psychologically, you need to prepare yourself for the deep changes that are happening on a large scale and on a small scale. This is a time in history where the macrocosm is affecting the microcosm. What people are doing supposedly out there is affecting us directly. And it's I'm glad you were back, being you again. Oh, thanks, William. So don't be afraid to be real about what it is you're actually needing to let go of, because the truth is that you won't really be missing Because if you don't let go, you could possibly end up with nothing. This is a time. This is a very crucial time for you to actually prepare yourself to move forward with what's really important to you. So I'm going to pull your a card for you, those who have Scorpio in the second house. All right, again, I'm using the shamanic deck. Ooh. Oh my, there's a lot of cards that came out for y'all. Jeez. I guess I gotta read them all and be obedient. Now this is for people with Scorpio in the second house. Okay. All right, in this deck is called Punishment. So this is like I don't know what first house and second house are. I went to Ashram, see, but it tells me about the sun and ascendant. Oh, okay. So your first house, yes, your first house is your ascendant. Your let me see. Okay, so wherever your sun sign is, Janine, because I know that you're actually a Scorpio. Can I scroll down and see that part of your comment? Will it let me? No. All right, so I know you're actually a Scorpio. So whatever house your sun sign is in, that's what house your and I might even have your chart. And it tells, I might even have your chart, Janine. In my astro.com list. But yeah, I pulled the punishment card for the people in the second house, and it doesn't actually mean punishment. It's talking about judgment, eternal law being above human law, which is perfect for Scorpio. And you know, in the times we're in right now, we have put human law above eternal law for so long that the spirit world itself isn't taking it anymore. And so during this new moon, to go along with what's actually happening, what will help you is if you did that within yourself, for you to put eternal law above human law in your own life. Scorpio in the second house, you know, tends to value their money a lot. And it's a Taurus energy, and earth signs don't like change. But now is the time to dig in and do what you got to do to take an assessment in your life to see what's real for you and what's not, what you're holding on to for vanity purposes, and what spirit actually is calling you to value in your life. And that's going to be yourself, your soul, your spirit, your health. It's time for you to grow up in what you value, basically. All right, I'm looking for you, Janine, in astro.com. Let me see if I might have your chart. I'm sure I do. Okay. You guys got some other cards that popped out for you as well. And I'm still on the second house. Let me see. You got 7 of stones. I'm turning my pages. I don't use these cards that much. Oh, so it's saying that you may be experiencing a fear of success, and you're probably being indecisive because of it. And this what this card is about. A fear of success, and that every mirror you look into, you're seeing yourself, and maybe you were looking for a way out of your transformation, but there's no way out of your transformation. It's time for you to face the music of what's happening in your life and make that decision. There's a decision for people who have Scorpio in the second house. In this new moon, you need to make sure that you pay attention to the indecisiveness that you're feeling inside right now. That's going to be crucial for your transformation with the next 6 months. And I also pulled the Astral Shaman, which is the musician card in the Shaman deck. This is called the Astral Shaman. All right. It says the desire to modify reality with the strength of one's imagination, initiation, practical and dialectical skills, great potential that has not yet been expressed. Ooh, so that's really good for people in the second house. It's saying that basically you have a decision that needs to be made. You're being indecisive right now, but there's no need to be indecisive because you have great potential to be expressed. There's no need to fear your transformational process. It can be scary, but when there's nothing to fear, when a spirit world is telling you there's nothing to fear, the best thing for you to do is meditate through it, take baths, because you're just having a physical response, like a primitive response to letting something go in your life, which makes sense for the second house. All right, so Janina says, okay, my ascendant says Gemini. Okay. Let me see. This is taking forever over here. I guess this Facebook Live is like taking up so much energy. My tablet's like not like everything I need it to be. Okay. I clicked on you. And now what? All right. So Janine, I need you to, now that you know that you're ascendant in Gemini, I need you to find out what house your sun is in. Because I'm trying to search and it's just churning and churning and spinning around, and it's establishing a secure connection, but it's taking like all week. Okay, so the last card I have for second house in Scorpio in the second house. What is this thingy? Oh, is that a stone? What's this? It's a stone. Oh, it's the King of Stones. Looks like business to me. This is the drums, the King of Drums. I can't read. So, okay, so for people who have Scorpio in the second house, this is the last card. It is the spirit of Father Buffalo, a man who can be trusted, loyalty and trust, patience, reinforcement. This might be a new love relationship in your life. This might be your actual person. Sun, Scorpio. I know you're Sun's in Scorpio. But click on the, what do you call it? What do you call that thing on astro.com? Let me see what it's called. But yeah, Scorpio in the second house, you might be looking at like a new relationship in your life. It seems like you might be reluctant to enter into that's going to transform your life. And it seems like the man is kind of like, he's loyal. He's like a Taurus. It's like the energy of the second house. He might be a Taurus who is reluctant to change his opinion. And but I mean, why not? Look into it. Go for it if that's what's going on in your world. All right, chart drawing, short report forecast. This is not working for me. What's going on in my world with astro.com? So you click on free horoscope. This is funny. I clicked on free horoscopes. And the thing we want is not a short report forecast, but it's a personal portrait. Yeah, that's what you click on, Janine. Click on the personal portrait, and it should show you. All right. So people who have Scorpio in the second house, I'm going to pull a card for your guides. Man, this video is already 35 minutes. Okay. Second house, Scorpio. 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 I'll be waiting for a card to pop out. Second house, Scorpio. This card's like me. Ha! Another one. Look what I pulled for you guys. Decisions. Higher self. I wonder what this means. Okay. 32. Let me read it for you. You guys are being indecisive, huh? 32. All right. So this is about confusion, quandary, ambivalence, and juggling. You're faced with many choices and aren't sure what to do. I don't know who just joined, but I'm reading a guidance card for people with Scorpio in the second house. Okay. I already pulled some cards, shamanic cards for you. All right, you're faced with many choices and aren't sure what to do. Leave or stay in a job, terminate or recommit to a relationship, stop or continue a creative project, go to work or stay at home with the kids. Life is an endless stream of choices, and doing what's best is never a simple thing. Fortunately, your higher self can help you resolve these difficult decisions, especially if you're willing to let some of the balls you juggle drop to the wayside for now. The key to making the best choices is to simply follow your heart and attend only to what you care about right now. Focus on priorities that feed your spirit and don't become overwhelmed by the demands and expectations of others. Ask your higher self to help you discern and trust in what requires your attention right now, and be willing to disappoint people. Your higher self assures you that what falls to the wayside isn't important in the long run, despite the drama of the moment. The message for you is, don't try to be all things to all people. It's a waste of time and you'll surely fail. So, okay. So do you guys have a new man in your life that people are like, I don't like him? Like, are you indecisive about this guy right here because of people in your life? Well, your higher self says, whatever not important, that includes people. Let them go. Let it fall to the wayside. And And that's another theme of Scorpio new moon. It's about being real about what you actually desire and putting that into the forefront and making that important for once. You know, sometimes we feel like we're being selfish if we go for ours and we do what we want to do. But at this point in time, it's just kind of like hurting you to not do what you want. And life should not hurt. I'm sorry, but I don't feel like life should hurt. Life shouldn't be painful just so that other people can feel good for a little while. You know, in the long run of life, who are you going to be with the longest? Yourself. And you honestly can't feel other people's pain. And you're not really going anywhere just because you make your own decisions. It's not like you can't be there for people. But when you change and transform, maybe you won't be able to be there for them in the same capacity. And sometimes people create self-fulfilled prophecies by being by relating to you in such a way that you have to let them go. You know? Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's them. That's the last time I'm going to say that. Because I'm a big believer in taking responsibility, which is why I like the healing arts and stuff anyway. All right, so the next house we're going to go in. Janine, did you find out what house your sun sign's in? All right, so the next house we're going to go to is the third house. Third house. Oh, I wrote surrender to your voice. Surrender to your voice, Scorpio in the third house. This is what the Scorpio new moon is going to be about for you. Okay? Scorpio in the third, you probably have hid for a long time what you really want to say, your true voice, how you really need to communicate, the conversations you like to have with people. People probably really bore you with the mundane things that are on their mind. And you know what? Right now is not really your responsibility to take that on anymore. You need to focus on yourself and transform how you relate to the world. It's time for you to have friends that you actually want to talk to, that talk about the things that you want to talk about. There's nothing wrong with being deep and having esoteric things to on your mind and researching, because third house is ruled by Mercury. And so if you're Scorpios in the third house, you are a vigorous researcher. You know a lot about a lot, and you know it in depth, and you spend a lot of time researching. And it's time for you to also share your information that you've learned over time, all these years with other people. It's time for you to come out of the intellectual closet and show what you really are made of and what you've really been focusing on, and let yourself help people. You know, and this new moon transit is about transmuting your self-esteem, transmuting the low self-esteem into a higher self-esteem, which means to be proud of yourself and what you have to offer the world. This is what you have to offer. This is your soul, which is why Scorpio energy people hide themselves so intensely, because that's all we have to offer. And if you pick on that part, then where do I go? Well, you know what? You don't hide. You bless those people in those situations, and you politely let them fall to the wayside. It's about letting go of what no longer serves you and holding on to what actually matters to you. And sometimes transformation can be uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean that just means that you're going to go through maybe a couple of months of discomfort doing your transformation instead of spending your whole life trying to please everybody. So I'm pulling cards for Scorpio in the third house right now. Let's see what pops out for you. Turn this card around. But ooh, pop up. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I love these cards. It's so pretty. It's interesting combination too. So we have the the 6 of drums I pulled for the shamanic deck for those of you who are just coming here. If there's anybody new, I don't know. Okay, this is from the shamanic deck. And I'm going to put these cards down. I wish I had something to prop them up so you can look at them. Because they're very beautiful and detailed. They're just going to slide on down. Oh, good. Thank you. Oh, okay. So we have the 6 of drums. And drums are about movement. Okay. So it's sound, inner harmony that manifests itself as facility and communications, new friendships, intuitions, and forebodings. So this is perfect for Scorpio in the 3rd house. What'd you say? Scorpio in the 6th house. All right. So Janine, we're on the, I'm on the 3rd house now. All right. And so we'll be getting to you in 3 houses, I guess. I want to go in order, or I could just skip to the 6th house because you're watching. And I think I might do that because this is going on for a while. All right. Yes, this is perfect for you, Scorpio, in the 3rd house. So your transformation is going to be about your inner harmony that manifests itself as facility and communications. And that's what we were just talking about. New friendships, intuitions, and forebodings. Yes. Talk to people who get you. You don't have to spend your time and waste your energy on people who don't get you. And your transformation is going to help you create an inner harmony that manifests as being able to communicate with anybody anyway. So basically, your transformation is about being so secure with yourself that it doesn't matter that somebody doesn't get you, or who picks on you, or who's around you, or and you're going to be making new friends. So I would suggest that maybe you join a group, that you join an astrology group, because I know you're into it. You join a tarot something or another, a healing, whatever and whatnot, like, or researching, do diddy, bop diddy do. Something. You get yourself involved, because these cards are saying that new friends are in the cards for you. And then I pulled that little demon looking thing right there. What's that mean? What is that all about? That's an interesting combo. All right, the Lord of Transformations. The mocking spirit that stands behind physical mutations, deception, falsehood, sexuality, powerful, instinctive, energy, psychic manipulation. Okay, psychic manipulation, 3rd house, new moon, Scorpio. Oh, okay. So, this is kind of like a warning not to use your newfound energy of being able to communicate to pimp people. Like, don't turn into like the world's greatest pimp and a manipulative like person out on the street, just using your energy to be selfish. Don't use it to be like, ha, now I'm the bomb, F y'all. Like, use your powers for good. And it's also a warning to look out for people maybe who are like that around you. And we're going to move on and pull a energy card for, let me see, Scorpio, 3rd house. Ooh, my Scorpio's in the 3rd house, y'all. That was for me too. I just thought about that. All right, deprivation. Interesting. Prosperity guides. I already know what this card is about. What number is it? 31. Okay. Alrighty, 31. That's not right. I didn't read it right. 34. Okay, 34. Withholding, paranoia, stinginess, and frugality, whether because of a sudden change of circumstance or a long-held patterns of lack, you may find yourself feeling overly concerned about your finances and security right now. You might be worrying that there won't be enough to meet your needs, so you're trying to conserve every penny. Your fears may even cause you to unconsciously seek others to reassure you or guarantee your need in some way. The trouble with allowing these fears to take over is that your insecurity will be felt by others and they will step back fearful of being used for your security, creating a cycle of even more deprivation. This circle of fear and lack dries up the well of prosperity even further. Happily, your prosperity guides are here to help you reverse this vibration. They inform you that hoarding or withholding in any way goes against the divine flow of the universe, and it's the opposite of what's called for to create prosperity. The universal laws of prosperity state that we receive what we give. The universe does not lack. Lack only exists in our minds. The true source of poverty is an indication that we've disconnected from our divine source, which in any area of life, whether it's money, comfort, security, or even love. To get back into the flow of things, your prosperity guides urge you to reconnect to the source by being generous in all ways. Any stingy tendencies, even with yourself, only cut you off from divine supply. Reclaim your self-esteem by recognizing that you're a trust fund baby of the universe. Your needs will be met easily if you open your heart to receiving what you can: a smile, a compliment, your assistance, your time. Your prosperity guides message: tap into the abundance of the universe by sharing your heart. Oh, wow. Okay. In my mind, while I'm reading, I'm always trying to tie the whole story together. So basically, those cards are telling you to open up and share yourself with your new friends. Be available to make new friends. Share your instinctual energy. I don't think the energy is about, maybe it's about you kind of hoarding your energy and not giving it to other people. And because you're afraid, that you're going to lose out on something. You're going to lose money, time. Maybe in the past, in the recent past, your time has been wasted. You haven't had much money, and now the universe is asking you to put yourself out there, and you're like, kind of holding back. And it's saying that it's got your back. Don't be afraid. Put yourself out there and move forward with your life. All right. And now, Janine, I'm going to skip over to the 6th house for you. The 6th house is about your health. So this is what I wrote. All right. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo energy, which is super meticulous and a perfectionist about health and mentally and physically in their space. They need everything to be neat. So with Scorpio new moon in the 2nd house, make sure you clean out your space, clean up your room, and make it like a sacred space. Make sure you have a sacred space that's just for you. In order to have a healthy being, you have to have like a sacred space in your home, a sanctuary. That's where it starts. You have to have a room that's full of sweetness, flowers, no TV, no negativity, no arguing. Like, you need a space that you can clear your mind and feel safe. Because if you're always stressed and always on edge, then your body and your mind, psychologically, you'll never be able to repair yourself. You're not going to get a chance to rejuvenate yourself. And with Scorpio new moon, for you guys with Scorpio in the 6th house, then you're probably constantly transforming your bodies and stuff, and like you're probably like fitness gurus on the inside. You probably know a lot about health, the health industry. You could probably really help a lot of people. But the thing with Scorpio is it's super powerful and very strong and super insecure. So you have to boost your self-esteem in every house with Scorpio in it. In order for us to be the best we can be, we have to believe in ourselves. And so in order to get to that point to where you believe in yourself, you have to be able to go home and have a clean space, your bed made, like make an altar in your home, have candles lit, like just make your space beautiful and clean so that you can clear your mind. And then you can really focus on your health and be disciplined and make a routine. Because over the next 6 months, you know, it's like working a muscle. Like those of you at Scorpio in the 6th house, you understand. You understand the process of how hard it is to get started and stop and get started and stop. But you always do it because you know that eventually you're going to stick with it. And when you stick with it, it works out. And that's probably something that you can teach all of us, you know, physically. Because Scorpio is such a psychic sign. And Virgo, mixed with Virgo energy in the 6th house, Virgo is very physical. Virgo is like the king and queen of manifestation. So people will get to see you transform your life in a physical way, like in the real world, in real time, like step by step, because Virgo is very methodical. It plans things out, you know, it's good at keeping a secret. People might not even know that this is what you're planning on doing and you've been thinking about it for a long time, because Scorpio can act like super ditzy, like, like blind almost. But you have a lot of stuff going on in there about certain things. And in the 6th house, you have it going on about your health. So yeah, this is a perfect new moon to start making a plan for your health and well-being and getting started with that. And so I'm going to pull some cards for you. 6th house. 6th house energy. Oh, pop it out. 9 of Bones. I've seen this card before. Okay. 9. Fear. Okay. So the biggest thing for people in the Scorpio in the 6th house to overcome is fear. There's something that you're super afraid of right now in your life, and it's saying you should be. And for you to embrace it and to take a look at it and overcome it. And I'm going to pull another card to get some more clarity about that. Fear. 6th house Scorpio. Popped out. It's 2 of Bows. Two of Bows. Preparation. Okay, so it's saying daily reality enters into conflict with your own desires, indecision, a momentary truce. So maybe people with Scorpio in the 6th house are afraid that what they want, what they desire, is going to conflict with their present reality. And you're afraid that, and it's a real, and the other card is saying, yeah, that's a real fear that could actually really happen. And this card is kind of agreeing with you on that. 2 of Bows. So it's saying you basically have to find a way to make a truce between what you desire and what your reality is for the moment. And prepare to move in that situation. Prepare to move forward. Be in preparation. maybe you don't have to like do everything all at once. It's going to take steps anyway. So if something's going to change, it's not going to change overnight. So there's no need to fear. And now I'm going to pull a card for you. Guides. Scorpio 6 house. Ooh. 3 cards. So I got the first card that popped out was partnership and love. Creativity guides. And priorities. So I'm going to read the nature spirits card first. This is card number 2. Okay. Partnerships and love. Infatuation, romance, connection, introduction. Your nature spirits, known as runners, are working to introduce you to a wonderful new partnership to fulfill your heart's desire. Whether in the area of business, friendship, or romantic love, these practical guides are leading you directly toward the appropriate person. To best support your soul at this time, follow your heart as they strive to connect you with the right associations. Be more open to others, especially those whom you meet by chance. Say hello to the new neighbor in your building. Suggest having lunch with the intriguing woman who sat next to you at your last business luncheon. Or strike up a conversation with the guy in front of you in the checkout line, even if it's not your usual habit. In reality, it's not accidental that you suddenly find yourself attracted to certain people. Your runners placed you in their path so that you could meet. Invite these energetic nature spirits to continue to direct you to others who are significant for your soul path. Their message: relax. We will make all the necessary introductions you seek. And your next card is the creativity card, 37. Creativity. Patience, practice, re-evaluation, assessment. Your creativity guides are advising you that there's no way to avoid risk if you wish to live a creative life. Stop worrying about making right and wrong choices and view all of them as creative opportunities. Be glad that you have the freedom to make choices at all. And realize that no matter what you choose, you'll create something. If you don't like the result, then simply go back to the drawing board and make new and hopefully better choices. Your creativity guides remind you not to look at life in terms of black and white, me against you, all or nothing. You're a creative spirit regardless of what else is going on in your life. Assess your creations with appreciation and respect, whether good, bad, or indifferent. They all reflect your creativity. Celebrate everything you enjoy and don't fret over the rest. See your less desirable creations as interesting rough drafts and follow your creativity guide's advice. Go back to the drawing board. And that's a good point with the Scorpio new moon. It's like it's almost the end of the year, and maybe you didn't get a chance to create the life and do the things that you wanted to do. And just like this card is saying, see your less desirable creations as interesting rough drafts. I love that. That's right. It was a rough draft, do over, repeat, start over. It's okay. Like, it's okay to forgive yourself. It's not that big of a deal. Life is long. You know, we live in a time-obsessed society. But, you know, if you can kind of make your safe haven for yourself and just make a disciplined schedule that includes some time for your meditation and for you to give yourselves loving baths with herbs and essential oils. Like, take the time you need for you to appreciate yourself, your life, your health, your beauty. That's really important. And you know what? When you start doing that, you'll all of a sudden see that you do have time for it. You have time for what you make time for. So, okay, the last card for Scorpio in the 6th house is priorities. Master Teacher, 12. Okay. Choice, reflections, decisions, commitment. For every new ambition, relationship, and experience you seek at this time, there's a commitment in place that must be eliminated to make way for the new. Current routines, habits, and even types of free time must be sacrificed so that you can open up to new energies. Your master teacher is present, urging you to identify what must go. Be honest in your assessment, and also be realistic and thoughtful in setting your goals so that you don't overreach and fail. Your master teacher reminds you that even though the universe does support your heart, it doesn't allow you to bypass the work necessary to manifest your desires. In other words, you reap what you sow. And the best way to systematically move toward your priorities while simultaneously discarding what no longer serves you. What did I just read? And the best way is to systematically move toward your priorities while simultaneously discarding what no longer serves you. If you want to lose 10 pounds, you must release jelly donuts. If you want to work for yourself, you must let go of the need for others to take care of you. If you want to create a new love relationship, you mustn't brood over past heartbreaks any longer. The message from your master teacher: to reach for something greater, you must first let go of what's in your hand. Ow, that is so Scorpio. New moon. Yes, it is time for us to release what no longer serves us. And if we want what we say we really want, you can't still be holding, you can't try to hold on to two birds. Like they're just saying, a bird in a hand beats two in the bush. You can't have it all. You can't have it all right now. It's time to let go. You have to let go. And I think we all would like a new life. And we all should collectively just come on and move on. Because if one of us is hurting, we're all hurting. And that's what's going on in consciousness right now. It's like, come on, let's all change, evolve, and transform and grow up and start caring about ourselves and start caring about each other. And I know it takes work and preparation, and that's what this new moon is about. Everybody, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into the spirit world, meditate, drink our teas, take our baths, like soothe ourselves. Like, girls, let's do this. Let's do it. Why not? Okay. I think Janine is gone, and that is the end of this video. I'm going to finish this out and start a new video. I need to take a break. My hip hurt. I'm sitting on this flow. I'll talk to you guys in a second. I'm going to take 10.